funny that I'm laughing because I'm like, yeah, it is. It's about dang time they do something with this place, man. Good Monday morning. Well done, Control Room.
I didn't put that together myself.
Yeah, welcome back to Breakfast.
Why are you guys laughing at Is there an inside joke here that we don't know about?
No, we got it. We got it. We understood what was being done. Sid 60 is off today. Frank Ferragini, Tammie Sutherland, Devo Brown, Liza Fromer, and of course Eva, which I will never get your name right, so I'm not even going to do your last name.
After this many years,
but how many times?
Come on, I love it.
How many? Frederick Scott. No, Fred Scottis.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
But I just never say it. I'm just like, what's up, Eva?
I know. I know. But growing up, people would call me by my last name. Like when you play sports, you know, often. So
they would yell that out?
They would yell Fred Scottis or Fraggle Rock.
Fraggle Rock.
That's going to stick now.
That was a show with puppets and things.
Yes.
Right. Back in the day. Speaking of back in the day, we all remember going to Ontario Place. And you go to see maybe a 3D movie or whatever it was. There's a lot happening there. We've got our mayoral candidates that are talking about what they would do with Ontario Place now. Anna Bilau saying the Ontario Science Centre should be moved to the waterfront to make room in that area where the Science Centre is for affordable housing. Josh Matlow wants to keep 16 acres of the city-owned property at Ontario Place from being used by the province. And almost all the candidates for mayor say they'd push for major changes to the province's plan, which is putting an indoor water park and spa complex on the West Island. This is so much space. Frankie, you said how many acres?
I was reading 155 acres of public space. And the thing is once you give away public space to private development, you can't get it back.
Right.
And we think about green space in a developing city, and I think there needs to be a real strategy about maintaining and keeping green space at Ontario Place.
Yes, and not only maintaining, they're going to take it down.
Yes.
There's a big plan to take a lot of those older growth trees down. If they go ahead with the spa, we won't know how much. I was just reading that apparently whatever rent the spa and everything else is going to be paying, we will not have knowledge of, we the taxpayers. That doesn't have to be made public. So we don't, even though it's technically our land, we don't know what's happening financially there. I'm with you too, that I feel like Toronto in some areas, like down around parts of the Gardiner, has not done the best with our waterfront. And this is a big chance to get it right.
Yeah, they could definitely make something beautiful out of it. I do believe in like that wildlife conservation there a little bit as well. I've seen people on restaurants there with city views and just a beautiful nightlife or daytime escape. I don't dislike the Science Centre being moved there, only because if you've seen where the Science Centre is now, right, all it is, condos.
It's developed.
It's so developed now. So to just add another condo building sort of makes sense to me in that area. But then is it an inconvenience to put the Science Centre over there?
The amount of time that's going to take to take it down.
And the Science Centre does have some history that's there.
It does.
It's down around Pottery Road. There's a lot of wildlife that's around. It's very green space in that space as well. I was just recently at the Science Centre.
So
you end up disrupting. Moving it, and then even accessibility for public schools and high schools to get to, because a lot of school groups. So if you think the waterfront at around 3 o'clock, trying to get a school bus out of there back to maybe another community.
It's tough. That is tough. So down by Trillium Park, which they just recently over the last few years redeveloped in that Ontario Place area, is beautiful. And I feel like they need to do a little bit more of that because it's accessible to everyone. It is a gorgeous park. A spa, as nice as that may be for some, it is not accessible or affordable for everyone.
Exactly.
So going that route, I think may be the wrong decision, just so that everyone can access it all year round. Even the indoor water park. I mean, we had a water park there and it didn't work out. So maybe there's something else that we can look into and try to figure out a different route. But I think that green space is just so lacking. It is in the city of Toronto's already. That Trillium Park is a gorgeous park. And so if they could do more of that, it'd be
I have to go check that out.
Yeah, it's really nice.
You could build it as a venue for outdoor food festivals and festivals that could continue during the summer, that could operate through there, so you could utilize all that space as a revenue generator, but at the same time maintain it as public green space.
And there must be, for winter winter sports, can't we cross-country ski?
Well, there's
and
winter, usually light shows. You do, like,
Yeah.
you know, and they
Yes.
have a lot of light festivals through that area as well.
They have the Luminaire, which has been
Yeah.
going on throughout this past winter as well. Look, we look at the Portlands and what's happening on the east side of the waterfront in Toronto. There are going to be so many condos and living spaces going up there. Are they going to keep green space? We don't know. Like, I talked to a guy that works for a developer, and they're talking about 20 more condos going up on that side of the city. We can't have that. People compare us to other major cities like a Chicago. Chicago's waterfront
Beautiful.
is
They've done it
beautiful.
so well.
We don't have anything like that. We've got our Bud Stage, we've got Echo Beach and entertainment spaces like that. To be able to combine that with the green space that you're talking about and having somewhere for people to go and do that. You talk about parks in your residential neighborhoods and people, being loud and partying there and things like that. You don't want that around your kids. Give people a space and a destination to go to where you know it's there and it's controlled.
Yep.
And it's also accessible, so they don't have to pay to go.
Right.
They're gonna have to pay to go to a water park. They're gonna have to pay to go to a spa.
Of course, yeah.
Well, nostalgia is nice, right? To be like, oh yeah, we had it. Nostalgia isn't always the right route to go. There's a reason why it's not there anymore, unfortunately. So, let us know your thoughts. We've been keeping this conversation going on Twitter, of course, at Breakfast TV.
Devo's gonna run for mayor too.
No chance. I do not want that responsibility.
When I think of Ontario Place, you know what pops in my head? It just popped in my head. Remember when you went on the slide? Was it last year?
The outdoor inflatable one. Nikki, can you roll that out for
If we can
7:55?
find that.
Yeah,
What-
7:55.
So the story
We
as
can
well
find
with
that.
that too is after I did this and I almost hurt myself very badly, the guy goes, "Hey, last time I did that, I was off work for 2 days." Well, thanks for telling me beforehand.
You haven't seen this.
I have not seen this.
7:55. We will show this to
Okay.
you. It is something to be seen. It's almost magical.
No, it's
I'm
not
only
magical.
smiling because you're here to tell the tale.
Yeah.
I know there's a happy ending.
We can
Yeah.
laugh now, yes.
Okay, not as magical as what we're going to get coming up. An exciting new show combining magic and illusion at Casa Loma. It's going to blow your mind. 7:40. We're getting a sneak peek of State of Mind, the illusion of choice. Frankie did not have a choice to go on that slide.
I
And no illusions
I
there,
wasn't
let me
given
tell
all the
you.
information.
And Tam's got your top stories next right here on BT. Good Monday morning, y'all.